Inflict Pain is an excellent spell for this adventure. It's a great policing spell.
I'm racked with pain. No, that's guilt.
Me behind the screen, have your backstory. Turning to your hometown is on fire. Your face immortality is piping hot. The situation is dire. Watch them expire. And my players say you are a monster. You are. Listen to me closely. Listen to me well. I am your friend. I'll make you a warrior, but don't forget I'm every monster. So listen to me well. I am your friend. I'll make you victorious, but don't forget I am monsterized.
What was it?
That's
What
not
did you
pain, that's
say?
guilt.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even write legit. It literally just laid it out right here.
You're talking about the spell that Nico always casts, yeah?
Oh, inflict pain. Gotcha. Recapped.
Okay. And what did you say, Jay? Because it was really good stuff and we missed it in the intro.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that is pain.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we're forcing it. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it was funnier than this now. Fine. We'll just figure it out next time around. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Pathfinder First Edition, Hells of Vengeance. We are very parody. We are here for your entertainment. We are ending this year's season, but we have it on good authority that we might be able to sprinkle in a couple more episodes every month or two for guys like Shadow, our number one fan. Shout out to Shadow. And you will get more evil through the year, building up to, of course, our big onslaught of evil. I'd like to start this in September, maybe, if everyone's available. If not, October. So watch out.
Don't call
for
it
more
Evil
episodes.
October. Call it Evil Autumn.
Evil Autumn. There you go. We did a couple of rolls off camera. So to recap the gear, 2 potions of Cure Light Wounds, 2 leather armor, 2 masterwork longbows with 39 arrows, 2 masterwork short swords, 2 saps, 2 sets of manacles, 18 gold twice on the guys, and then we had saddle bags, Simri, that you checked with the guys, and they are 2 potions of Pass Without Trace. Oh, that's how they can get to their hideout without being tracked through the forest. Isn't that interesting?
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Question is, do you feed it to the horse? Do you put it on the wagon wheel? Like, Pass Without Trace. You know,
Yeah,
does that
that's,
cover the wagon wheels and the...
It's a bit of a stretch, really. I have to read exactly how it's used.
I'm putting this... I'm not trying to be funny. That does not add up. And I'm pointing this out as a GM hint. Why would we have 2 potions that can only work on 2 creatures when we have 4 creatures in a wagon? Something's missing in this formula here. A healer's kit and 70 gold for the party. No reason. And
100 silvers.
Simmer's put on a little weight, apparently, in jingles now from her 70 extortion fee. So, answering my 3 questions. Where are we interrogating the prisoners? What do we want to do with the horses? What do you guys want to do with the bundles?
I think it's a good idea to break the bundles apart.
Okay, put everything back, as it were.
Yep.
Or make guards do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we will station at least a single guard in here to keep watch on it on the regular.
2 doors, 2 guards.
Okay. Okay.
And then head on back home.
With a wagon
No.
and people.
Technically, Simri's home is the Ash House. And you guys have been sleeping here at the jailhouse, and she kind of comes and goes because, doesn't want to bunk with the boys, that kind of thing. And it gives her a chance to patrol at night. Right? But first things first. It's dusk. And the horses are secure. We'll get back to that. You guys have your gear and new potions and things secure. We'll get back to that. Does anyone want to immediately add a masterwork longbow or a masterwork short sword to their character on the hip to be pulled at the very next battle? Do so now if you wish. There are 2 short swords, 2 longbows,
No, thank you.
masterwork, if anybody wants them or can use them or cares.
Not me.
Do we sell them? Those are worth a lot of money, even in half, even with your Baron discount. Yeah. Just saying.
They are
Those should
worth-
definitely be sold unless someone needs a longbow.
How much would the rebels buy it for?
Play both sides. That's where Hall's go.
Nico goes back and puts together a few bundles every night, and these are for you guys. Just don't say anything, slowing the rebellion, but, still an arms dealer. Oh, yeah, there you go. So you guys have left the armory, right? In the middle of the night. You hear a whole bunch of thump, 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 and someone has seduced the guards. And a large, wide, Russian-accented figure and a small, pinstriped, Brooklyn accent figure come in the back door and survey the arms that they're going to deal with. No?
Was,
You two have no lines
Nice,
for me?
nice seeing you finally ply your seductive arts there, Merrick. Don't know how you're going to be sitting for the next week, but we got what we needed.
I do what I do need to for big business.
Securing the arms, then you guys fly away in your ship because it's some backwater world in the unknown regions. Hey, I've cameoed these guys in Age of Ashes. They're 2 Star Wars characters from our We Shot First show, the Saga Edition Dawn of Defiance campaign. Check us out. For a reason, so that if I ever wanted to do like modern Galorian or the Galorian system on the planet Chelayax, it's all legit because you guys have, we have touched Star Wars soil, as it were. Anyway,
We're not the
getting
add multiverse.
It's canon in the Mongerverse.
there you go.
Yeah.
So, cutting back to the jail. Time to wake up some prisoners, do some interrogating, finding out some stuff, leaning on some intimidation diplomacy rolls. What do you guys want to do?
No. Yes.
Yeah, depending on how
just-
quickly we can find the information, we might be able to go check
we
out their destination.
have 4 people, but we only need 1. Let me have some fun.
I will aid in his endeavor using my diplomacy. But he can take the proverbial lead.
The thing is that I'm actually highly diplomatic, but not very much on the intimidatic side of things.
I was going to say, why don't you do both? One person
All right, I'll
use
diplomancy.
to try to
What's your intimidation bonus?
Not good.
calm them down.
My intimidate, which could work out in that favor, I guess, though. My intimidate is a -2. My diplomacy is a +7.
I'm better at both of those things than you.
All right, you take the intimidate then.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you take lead on both?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll take lead on both. You assist.
Okay, very well. I'll follow. You support. You say things. I'll support. That's what
All
you're.
right. Do you want tower rolls or open rolls, good sir?
Open, because it's going to be obvious.
All right. So I shall diplomance first.
I'll roll out the medical kit.
A 17 for the diplomancy.
Here is a support. Wow. Oh, look at that. 23.
Damn.
Amazing.
Amazing. And here comes my intimidation with an 8. I rolled
And
terribly.
I just wince. Okay, I will try to support the intimidation as much as I possibly can. Oh, dice gods be nice. No, they're not. I unhelp.
This is why we separate them. Can I help with the intimidation, I guess? Because at least it's a +0.
Sure.
Did we want to move on to the next prisoner, though?
Luca, as a player idea, if you literally grab one of them, leave the room with him, and start a completely separate interrogation, you can have your own lead role.
I don't need to lead roll. I would like to make sure that they are separated when they are being interrogated and diplomatized and things.
Well, I thought we could do a group activity and then separate them into their own rooms, but within audio range.
Yeah, but usually you start in the other direction. You get the story from each of them on their own, and then you bring them together and point out their inconsistencies.
You guys really
sweat.
Don't have the feats to do and I can do this as a group, says the bard,
Yeah.
So pick a guy.
Well, we're not looking for feet. We're looking for just, dismemberment.
I would take the second one and trying to preserve his legs, take him to the next room to be separately interrogated after the first one's done.
Okay.
When you're done with him, bring him back. I need those legs.
What?
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Personally, I prefer the wings.
So when you're ready, feel free to join me in this room.
Oh, yes, I will. Surely, after I'm done with the Nico.
Not you.
Oh.
Not you.
Shink, 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 shink.
But of course, Luca, give me a moment to see if they are going to speak. So that would be a 19 diplomacy. Does it get me anywhere? Doc, we know of your plans. Your young compatriots already spilled most of the beans. Perhaps you could fill in some more gaps, like the location of your hideout.
Location of the rebel base? Come on. It was right there. It was right there, Matthew.
It's true.
Yeah, while he's doing that, I take a blood sample.
Rebellion points.
Uh-oh.
Plus, if the characters arrest Bow and Dent, which you have for breaking in the armory, +1.
Yep.
Arrest Bow.
We should probably send somebody to report what's going on, because this is kind of a big deal, people breaking into the armory.
Hey, you would have got 3 each if you killed them, which you did not, so good for you. You're only mildly evil.
All right, send a guard to the Baron.
Yeah. If
No,
you
we
don't
can't send a
stop the
guard
rebels
to the
from
Baron.
getting hold of the weapons, I would have increased it another 2, but we did. You guys actually could have walked away with 8 rebellion points. And
we
you only got
them
1,
all.
which is actually kind of good. Well, you don't want the town going crazy, right? The idea is to quell the rebellion, keep it low, and do what you need to do.
Sorry, human nature. I want to see a number grow.
Get ahead of the pot before it boils over. Imagine a pot that's not in the room you're in, Ryan, and it's on boil. You've got to find that pot while it's boiling before it boils over. And
Sounds like Schrodinger's pot. Is it boiling or is it not boiling? It is both.
That's the thing. It will boil over if too many rebellion points are added to my tally before you can get to it, and that is bad. Anyway, these guys are holding out, whether it's crappy rolls or your attempts. They're a little bit...
first guy's not talking? Is that what you're saying?
If they're not useful for information, I have a use that they will be good at.
Well, I'm going to go play with my other food and see if Luca and I can pull something together.
I will pull something together as well. We don't need this one, right?
Let's try not
I could use a snack later, so perhaps save me some?
Yes, of course. He'll still be alive, mostly.
Very good. Leave the room.
His heart will beat.
Head to Luca's room. Have you already gotten started, Luca?
No, I was waiting. I am concerned about. It's probably fine. He wouldn't do anything illegal to the prisoners that we've captured. You know, cruel and unusual punishment and all that. Shall we move on?
Certainly.
You guys throw Bo and Dent in the jail cell next to Halfling?
Yep.
So now you're pliers, your trade out here, like in the little side room or whatever.
23. Diplomacy.
Okay. We are...
That is a 19 to assist for 25.
Diplomacy and intimidation have a short duration. So we're completely hostile. You can knock us down to unfriendly, maybe even indifferent. But until we're friendly, nope, not even friendly. You got to get us all the way to helpful before we would like spill our guts. So we see your argument. No. We understand law and order is good. Rebellion is bad. You know, they're not blistering and spitting and cursing at you. You calm them down, but they're very hesitant to tell you what they know, or they just don't know anything. We were told, you know, by the deputy that we could help. We were supposed to pick up these goods and take them out into the woods to a certain place, and that was it.
Oh, so neither of these guys are the deputy.
No.
Also, I think it's time to set up another sting operation.
Yeah, it was all we know is all we have is a rendezvous point. Or
oh yeah, where's that?
That's why I'm trying to combine diplomacy and intimidate. We haven't got to intimidate yet.
So now's it setting up the mood music. Just saying. I'm like the DJ here.
So what, you're just hearing the screams of his companion in the background?
Oh, muffled. I gave him a stick.
Oh, the muffled screams. Okay.
Unfortunately, I cannot assist because that's a 6 on intimidate.
Well, I've got teeth, so rawr. Come on, big money. Hey, 21. I'm applying everything we can. We're not getting anywhere. We'll send Zimri out to her place to confer anything over to the Baron.
Yeah. Now, there's the slow burn, you know, confinement. I hate to say it, but tortured stuff. We'll give you pluses, and as you mistreat them and keep them, you can crack them. It's only a matter of time, right?
Yep.
You guys are like on the same night. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and they're full of adrenaline, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I need a nap anyways.
Now, with your intimidation 21 and your previous rolls, I got to give you something. So I will say that they talk about a rendezvous point, a fort, but then they kind of shut up, but we were just, you know, supposed to get out there near it, and you know.
Fort. Could that be knowledge local? Is there anything nearby that they could be referring to?
Yeah.
Knowledge local in the tower?
Knowledge history 13. Maybe it's a historical fort.
As a matter of fact, it is. But
knowledge history as well.
Knowledge geography.
Oh, okay. That's the one I don't have.
Well, if you got a name out of them, right? So it's like, anyway, Luca succeeding at a knowledge. Where are we here? With our previous diplomacy and all this back and forth, you don't get the key, like you don't find out who the ringleader is. You don't find out that the base is blah, blah, blah. But you get them on your side enough, or get them less hostile enough, that they mention a couple things to you that are vague, but you guys put it together because you've hit the DCs. Fort Estanzo.
Fort Estanzo.
They were supposed to go out to the road that's near the fort. Fort Estanzo.
So to them, I mentioned, so presumably Fort Estanzo.
Yeah. I
and
reckon.
sense motive to see if they react.
Yeah. You see their eyes. Like, oh shit, we said too much. We're just supposed to go the road, Old Fort Road. And they're thinking like they named the road, but it's a long road, and ha ha ha, they'll never figure out that Old Fort Road goes to Fort Estanzo. Yeah. So yeah, they screwed up. Now, getting back to it, Atoli's knowledge history.
A 13.
Sorry, not good enough.
Yeah.
But you do know that there were forts in the area where the Chelish would build a fort, and it was like so they could hunt bandits, and they would launch forays into the Whisperwood because the Whisperwood is
like ranger
like Sherwood.
stations.
Yeah, it's like Sherwood Forest. It's full of full of bandits and crap. Not rebels, but bandits. Lawless, preying on our lawful society kind of thing. But that was years ago, and these forts have fallen by the wayside for the Hell Knights now patrol, and
I keep that knowledge to myself.
Okay. I wouldn't say it's common knowledge, but a lot of people know this. Now, as far as Fort Estanzo's particular knowledge, when it was constructed, blah, 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 the best I can do is saying that there's several and that there's a general, banditry in Whisperwood from years ago, and they once stood against it.
Okay.
And last, but not least, does anyone have knowledge geography?
Only untrained. It's actually the one knowledge skill I don't have.
And we don't know where it is.
If only we had a map.
I know, right?
Or, another knowledge local check.
Sure.
Zimri as well.
During all of this, I was going to say that Simri doesn't like it when they torture people or get too physical, so she's just going to step out and play with the horses.
Okay. These guys will probably hold up till morning. Did you want to go home and report to Rizlago, as Damphir said?
Yeah, that was the other thing that Nikos told me to go off and report, so...
Because Rizlago he seems to know what you guys are up to, which is really uncannily weird. Maybe he's got his own urchin spying on you or something. You always expect to see that crazy dog thing watching you, the Kenshare, but...
In the shadows.
Yeah, but no. How does this dude get his information? It's not just you, because he's known things before you told him. Anyway, so you head back to the Ash House, and these guys have their little fun party. What's that scene from Reservoir Dogs? And the guy's playing the music, stuck in the middle with you, and he's coming up on the guy tied up in the chair, and he's... That's whenever Ryan starts talking about doing something physical to his prisoners, all I can see is like the dude from Reservoir Dogs who's just having his time and having his own little one-man party playing, stuck in the middle with you.
Yep.
Clowns to the left of me. Jokers to the left. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Guy just will dance. Anyway, and somebody loses an ear. But this is a PG podcast. Is it? No, I guess really not. Someone has got to know where this place is, and if it's not actually already on the map, could be. It could be. Let's see if we actually know if it's here. Probably not. Well, I guess I'm not allowed to point it out on said map until you guys figure out where it is. But we have something. You have something to go on, right? Fort Estanzo, you guys get information, time to rest, reset spells, have some downtime. Ryan's got some blood samples to play with, right? Okay. Simri goes home and reports to Rizlargo. And again, he seems to know what's going on. And at least you get a good night's rest. Find maybe somewhere to stash that extra gold, your savings there, Simri. Might be stashed, maybe not in the ash house, but near it, under a log or something, right? Your secret stash. Yes. Always good, yes. And the day ends. And the next day begins. In the next 2 days, you guys do what? Find out everything you can about Fort Esteban?
Yeah, do some information gathering.
That kind of thing. And is it likely to actually hold the rebels, or is it like a meeting place where they, like a building they can just go have chat in or something, right? That kind of thing. Gather information.
I will, talk to some of my friendly seniors in town and gather information.
You friendly seniors.
With a 27 in diplomacy.
Okay. You do. There's the 1d4 hours, or like I said, the day. Now, as you guys are the local constabulary, right? There's people that come up to you. There's the guards. There's Luca's trying to figure out which guard let his guard down. There's the urchin reports. Sounds like a news thing. Here tonight on the urchin report, dun, 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 my 7 adopted children have found out that you're guilty. News 11. What's the name of your familiar, Luca?
Deimos.
Deimos. You've got him hanging around, watching them. Everybody's watching everybody, right? The people keep their heads down for the most part. Everything, something happens, there's a recoil. There's always like a quiet day after, as there usually isn't. As long as you guys are monitoring the taverns and stuff, no one's allowed to congregate 5 or more. You're keeping your eye on the church. There isn't that instant like, oh, the very next night we must strike now. Like, there's a buzz on the wind, and that armory attempt is definitely like somebody's plotting something. There is your proof, right? What do you guys want to do with Bo and Dent? Just keep them under lock and key until, they serve their sentence, X amount of days, weeks, or whatever. Save them as the next execution type of thing. I mean, it's only been a day, don't get me wrong, but did you want to let the little halfling go, or are we just filling our jail up?
Put them on trial. Who do we still have in there? We've got the grocer chick.
Yeah. I won't roleplay a trial, but you guys, we can say that, another kangaroo court happens without Judge Aiden, and, that's the proof and all the propaganda you need to lock them back up or send them off to the mines or, whatever you guys want to do. Anyway, babysitting people, searching warrants, like this is all pretty time consuming until something different happens. So this is how unless you guys have some extra plans.
I do have one thing I would like to do.
What's that?
I would like to have Deimos fly around the outskirts of the forest around town and see if he can find, because assuming that's what these forts were for, they would be taller than the tree line, or at least as tall as the tree line.
So send out the crow on a scouting mission.
Yeah.
Let's consult our Cheliax map. Okay. You see Longacre, bottom middle. Yes. You see the Whisper Wood to the top right of it across the river. Hey, there's a river we can dump arms in. Submarine, there you go. It's a ways. So he would be gone. Like, you know what I mean? That's a big perimeter for him to fly around until he finds something. I'm just saying, like, even if he just went up and down the shoreline, a part of the wood looking for anything, that's a lot of ground to cover.
I think
got no problem with this.
Within a day,
you got eyes in the sky. Okay.
I think within a day's distance of flight should be reasonable. Like probably get to around that river and look through there. I can't imagine them dragging the horse and cart all the way up into the Whisper Woods as far as it is. Especially if it's beyond the flight, a distance of a flight in a day. I don't think they would have taken the horse and cart that far.
And they have to cross the river.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I mean, it might be a good idea just to set them to scout on the bridge, the closest river crossing to the Whisperwood, and see what kind of traffic there is.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Look for a choke point. That would actually be a cool job to keep him busy until you need him and actually just recall him. What kind of range have you got? Can you summon him from miles away? You're low level, so I don't know what kind of range you got. Like it obviously increases as you get more powerful, but I'm just curious. Like, I can just say, come back every night and tell me what you saw, and fly out there every morning. Like, who moves stuff in the middle of the night? Oh wait, do you want them camped out there all night, or you know what I mean? Like, am I posted there? How often do I come home? You know, it's not a bad idea, guys. I'm just saying I need some parameters here.
Well, how far away is
the
the closest bridge? I think would be a good question to. That would dictate how much time.
I have two maps. One has no bridge and no river, and one has a river with a cartoon town next to it. Like, this has got to be a ford or something, obviously.
Yeah.
But, you know, unless everybody goes all the way around the freaking river, that makes no sense. Unless they're like, yes, the river Senura, you know, next to Long Acre is actually, you know, 50 miles long and as deep and nasty as the Amazon. People go all the way around on the road. Okay. I'll look into it. So
the familiar
hand waving those fine details, right?
Theoretically, a familiar can go as far away as it's needed. I can only share an empathic link with it within 1 mile. But if it just goes to the bridge and then, like, if it sees something, come back.
Okay. So you just describe to him, because he speaks English, this is what we think is unusual. Too many guys on a cart, too bulky, you know, anybody armed, you know, something like that. You give them a list of, you know, you see anything like that fits this, or doesn't just look like the regular, you know?
Yep.
Right? Or have
Otherwise,
them come back every
go
couple days
enjoy the
going,
worms, explore around, bird puddles.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
Worm puddles? What?
And then, yeah, my day was spent finding out information as to the location of the fort. And at the end of my day, I'll return and share the information and make sure that Professor Cronin didn't kill any prisoners.
Okay.
Did he kill any prisoners?
I don't know. Did we, Niles?
Oh, I only took the spare parts.
I mean, we have to keep them intact unless we're executing them.
They're mostly intact.
They do eventually have to return to society.
Exactly. I only took something if they had 2 of them.
I mean, as long as he keeps it discreet, I'm okay with it.
Number 2 was highly resistant to its creation in the first place, too.
Okay.
It's not exactly reassuring, but anyways.
What is number 2 made out of?
Spite.
Number
Mostly
2.
Spite.
Spite. Spite.
Concentrated spite in liquid form.
So much so that it created a new liquid. It's not on the periodical table of elements, just so we're all clear.
Modern day, we call that remnant.
So I found the location of the fort through my gathering information. How far away is it?
You know, it's over there.
A day's
It's a
journey?
ways. It's a ways. Yeah. You guys would have to get, like, this would be, remember when the very first adventure, like, Simri took you, like, outside of town one night, we walked in and we had light gear and we raided the tannery?
Yep.
Right.
Oh, I remember
This is more of a weekend getaway. You know,
okay.
You can walk there or you get a horse and a cart or whatever, but you guys are going to want, like, tents, sleeping, food, gear, survival, weapons.
We got a horse and cart. We got a couple horses.
Yeah.
We got some carts. We got some side horses. I think we managed to land 4 horses in that little jaunty there. That's pretty handy. I
I'll
mean,
pack the snacks.
They're just like, here's all the stuff you need to go do the mission.
Yeah. Nice.
Is this a little foreshadowing?
Yeah.
I have the food, don't worry. Trust me, it's good.
No,
Has all the nutrients we need.
But we should
far enough,
wait till Rem gets back so that we don't leave the jail and tavern
undefended.
Unprotected. And ask Simri. Simri,
You do have...
any word from the Baron?
Well, I just got back and you guys informed me of the fortress, so if it's been about a day or two, I would have gone back to the Ash House and probably asked about location and anything you would have known about this fort. Though I will say that if we're all thinking of leaving our cozy little jail here and going out, isn't that kind of what they want? They all want us to leave the town and leave it in there.
With Rom and the guards, you have a presence that, as long as you don't announce, we are leaving for the weekend, they always think you guys are lurking, right? So
It might also be in our best interest before we leave to attempt to make contact with the deputy.
What, the former deputy?
Yes, because that is at least a lead that we know should theoretically be in town.
Don't think I've exactly seen Auntie or any of the former guard.
you banished her. You're like, you have no job, leave. And you haven't seen her or her close deputies in town or anywhere. They're not sulking at the bar looking at you. They left. They walked out of town. She's a ranger. She could survive. Why? In the Whisperwood. Her and her men are pretty capable. That's why we got rid of them. Why, if anyone...
Anyways, do I know anything from the Baron? Any extra
No.
information?
No. But you do have a way you could probably reach out to your auntie through relays and people. If you wanted to find out where she was, if she wanted to be found, if you wanted to talk to her. She's constantly, annoyingly tried to look out for your well-being. She's probably out there worried sick and grinding her teeth that you've joined the Longacre youth, so to speak. I know she doesn't look Druish, but...
That's a great movie. I should watch that again
It's so
soon.
good. It's so good. You could reach out. There's a way. In the meantime, our urchins report that the church has been buying some supplies from the grocery and stocking up on all kinds of things. Like salt, for instance.
Salt.
We even looked into a little bit of threw some money around and actually bought a little powdered silver. Well, some chalk. They bought a lot of candles.
Professor, is there anything that they could be attempting to create?
Knowledge alchemy, knowledge arcana, knowledge occult, knowledge religion, gentlemen, ladies, anyone?
Sure. Here is knowledge arcana first. Knowledge religion.
Oh, Luca. Luca. She's obviously putting together some base ingredients and in bulk for some kind of ritual. She is a cleric.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys never really got around to talking to the battle wizard. There was something a couple episodes ago. You guys want to go chat up the battle wizard. It's who she's buying stuff from, actually. Maybe not really employing him for an arcane ritual, but a religious ritual? They're up to something. In your estimation, that's got to be a pretty powerful ritual with all that salt and powdered silver and blah, blah, blah. But it's the kind of thing that would be in-house. Is she trying to, ward the whole church against evil? She said something. No, she already had that up and running. Is she trying to create something? Is she trying to summon something? Is she trying to... No. Can I tell us check, gentlemen and ladies? You guys went to all the trouble... Yeah. You guys went to all the trouble of showing her not dead son, burning dead son, instant funeral, right?
Mm-hmm.
After we burnt that body and left it out there, and then we killed some dissidents and hung
Was
them on
that
the
her
fence.
son that we burnt? I thought it was a patsy we burnt.
you guys had a body. You had a brother and a Luca, right? And I thought you guys, to
It
make
was
it
the-
convincing.
Oh,
They were
right.
twins.
So we
It was
burned
the body.
Yeah, we burned the other brother's body.
Yeah, because remember, it was like, Rom,
Yeah,
go
right.
bury this brother. And then it's like, Rom, go back out there and dig up this brother. We need him. And he's like, right. Yeah.
Right.
So you guys,
Yes, we did.
Okay.
nuke one of them.
the body's missing. You guys were supposed, the Baron wanted you guys to not only execute it, but leave it on display, which we did. So there's been that nice sort of, hey, we had a barbecue here, sitting out front in the town square, and you left this big charred thing, you know, you just left it standing with a sign. This is the Baron's justice, right? Now, there was no Baron's decree about some people that stood up to us and we killed them, and so Niles hung them on a fence. She took those guys down. And when we got onto her and said, this is your son, Bob, I mean, not your son, he's leaving forever, she said she had families in there and she was doing ceremony for the dead and blah, blah, blah. So we already know that she's a body snatcher. Right? And now her own son's body has
self-confessed
gone
crime.
missing. Yeah. Her own son's body, the one on the pyre, suddenly goes missing in around the time right after the, shortly, like the next day. It's a day of like, oh, they're getting all this stuff and you guys trying to figure out what's going on. Then the next day it's like, hey, where did our propaganda sign go? You know, the one that's all fleshy and charred? Someone took it down.
Well, I mean, I can't specifically imagine her being powerful enough for a resurrection spell, but nevertheless, I suppose maybe such a thing could be achieved. Might also be a matter of speak with the dead, although I don't think you'd need that much salt for such a thing.
It is difficult to comprehend the lengths that a mother would go to in her position.
Well, there is always the positive of perhaps she's simply attempting to perform a ceremony so that she feels better about her son's soul getting to Diomede, but I can't necessarily.
I'm curious, Luca, you are a learned man. What
Thank
is
you.
Diomede's policy towards resurrection and raising the dead?
The Diomedean Church is relatively popular as far as the standard churches are concerned, and many churches will perform such resurrections. Although, I suppose the standard would be Pharasma, but nevertheless, as fallen paladins and such, if they have a right reason for the cause.
Using, because Simri's been back and forth a couple days. You're talking about how you're spending your nights now at Ash House instead of hanging out with these guys. That night, after all the purchases, but before the body was taken, Simri turns up, and the urchins are reporting to you that the body was taken, right? Rizlargo actually tells you, Simri, that he knows for a fact that the 5th Sword Knight, Televia Alamar herself, has stolen the body and is keeping it in the Church of Amode.
Sword Knight. That sounds like an awfully fancy title for a backwater town.
That's the mom. That's her official priestess title.
Well,
I haven't used
to
it
be
much.
fair,
So
probably wanted to bury her son.
Burial is
But
one
now
thing,
you learn.
but
But now you learn, Simri, that the guys are going, our urchin's saying that she's also getting a whole bunch of
I
spell
heard all
components.
that.
Yeah.
I did hear it.
Okay.
But I probably would have reported, hey, body gone. Oh, yeah. Shrugging it off. As a 15-year-old girl, she'd probably go, oh, yeah, probably took the body down, wanted to bury her son. But now that we've all learned about various spell components, maybe, yes, we're all thinking the same thing.
You're 22.
You kept saying she was much younger.
22, I'm sure. young compared to these old leches, but I'm pretty sure she's like 21 or 22 or 20 years old.
She's a
that's a
young
big
woman.
difference.
She's not the rebellion.
Yeah, it's big
you talk about what?
18.
18-year-old. 18. She's
Oh,
18.
I thought you were like
Right in the
a
middle.
rebellious teen. You had a reputation of
But
being a
it's
rebellious teen for the
constantly
past
you
4
keep going
years.
on about, oh, she's a young teen. She's a young teen. I was like, okay.
Okay. She's an old teen. She's an elder millennial. Around the pyre chat, people. Tell him about the elder millennial. No?
No. 18.
Oh, come on.
Still
You
a
told
kid.
me about that comedian.
Oh, yes. Lisa's
Gather
very
around the
funny.
Snapchat, people. Thank you. Couldn't remember her name.
Perception?
Perception for what? You guys are
Is that what you
comparing stories?
said? Oh, sorry.
Comparing stories.
Yep.
Simri confirms through Rizlargo, however he seems to know everything, that it was her that took it, and she's keeping it at the church. Or maybe that little demon just wants you to kick in her door again because he thinks it's great. and
I mean,
doesn't
is
like
there
his
any
Lodi.
real harm to us if she raises him from the dead?
Do zombies have special powers?
And it goes against the Baron's decree. He's guilty.
Nice.
He needs to die. We need to string him up so everybody knows why we killed him. If he starts waltzing around again, doesn't
He
that
defies.
defy the Baron's decree?
Then we kill him again.
Yeah, but just saying, like,
Yeah, well, we can't,
if you keep her from raising him, then you guys have enforced the Baron's law. If she manages to raise him and walks around, you guys got to go through the trouble. You guys look
She
incompetent,
raises.
right?
I mean-
No. She
Speaking of-
raises them, then we kill them both.
if it's against the law for her to raise the dead, we can stop them. But until she does
It
it,
It would be against the law for her to raise somebody that's been tried and executed by the Baron's law.
Well, she's in process of a crime, making her
In-
culpable and punishable currently.
In the
We
meantime,
don't know that.
now
I don't know that for
so-
sure.
at the very least, we know that the body is off of that pile. We should probably attempt to deconstruct the pile, or have guards deconstruct the pile as a. This is intentional. No one stole the body off of off of this pyre that without our permission. Don't worry about it.
Ah,
yeah.
the guards are seen taking it all down, building a fresh one.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would
Also,
buy you some
yes.
time. So, question is, do you guys
No.
want to wait and see
The
what she
guards
does,
built
or do you
two.
guys want to do some preemptive investigation?
No. So the guards. I agree with Luca. We have the guards take the one down, but then we have two built directly in front of the church.
change the location slightly so it's like
Yep.
not in front of the doors, but just off the side of the doors. Nice
Yeah, it's very
styles.
prominent.
Still technically town square, crown land, but right up front.
Turn to face the church.
Okay.
I think as far as the actual endeavors of the church, the problem is that I'm not certain that most of our party can get in there.
I think you're the only one who can actually even get in there. Rambo mission? Color spray, color spray, color spray, color spray. Ah!
You have your need network.
Knowledge Arcana, knowledge religion, gentlemen.
Again?
Arcana.
More of them.
Mhm. Based on what the Damfear just said.
Knowledge Arcana. Knowledge religion.
Yes, unless there is a way that we can take that shield down. It's very hard
You
for us to
have
do very much.
you have no doubt that the barrier that was erected that night, while she performed ceremonies for the people's families that you killed, would keep you out. But she would have to re-up that spell every so many hours, and that would cost a lot of materials. So what's it going to be? Constantly using all her resources to like cast protection from evil on the door to keep you guys out? Or did she just do it to keep the one ceremony funeral undisturbed, right? And fly in the face of you? Or is it something that's like permanently cemented into the whole place?
That seems like
You
it
know,
would be an expensive endeavor.
It is a brand spanking new temple, isn't it?
It is, but this is a rather backwater town.
I will say this. If it was any regular adventure, it would say evil characters find themselves at disadvantage because it's supposed to be for every kind of character, good, neutral, and the guy that plays evil. And it goes, well, they're here on holy ground. Evil guy isn't having his fun evil today, even though he's part of a good party and everyone hates him. The paladin doesn't trust him. Haha, take damage. But this is an evil campaign. And if you guys are supposed to go check out the church, then maybe there's a loophole? Yeah, I
You
did.
could do like
Investigation.
loopholes.
I'm Captain Meta. Actually, if I can find that, what is that? 50? I'm going to try and strike that out. Oh, that's just really bad DMing on my part.
Bad DM. Well, we were already on track for it anyways.
Yeah.
How good were their rolls? And I mean, we could always detect magic.
Yeah.
We should investigate at the very least if we can put an end to it.
That we have not investigated the church thus yet. Which means that we should investigate the church.
Excuse me while I
Agreed.
quickly block out the windows. Because I just threw up an empty map. There we go. What? Let's all head down to the church. Okay. So, 2 days after the arrest of Bow and Dent's compatriots of Bow and Dent, getting all this information, you guys decide to storm the castle. Let's head over to the church in full force. The four of us, you guys are all fully spelled, fully rested. It's been 2 days. You should be full hit points, plus whatever gear you've picked up from the last encounter. All your spells locked and loaded, if you please. And we're going to go politely knock on the door and ask nicely with diplomacy, right? Is that how we're going to do this?
We have a bit of money left over, correct?
Yeah.
Before we go in, can I go get a scroll made?
Of?
It might be a bit tricky to do, actually. I was thinking of getting a scroll of animate skeleton.
Animate dead?
Animate dead is a bit too high level. From the 1001 spells, there's a first level animate skeleton spell, which is a very simple, very weak skeleton.
Yeah. Well, there's literally a graveyard next to the church. I mean, there's plenty of bodies. Hey, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Kick over
Have
a
the
stone.
skeleton.
Wakey, wakey.
Have the skeleton approach the church. If it dies, instantly.
Fair.
Okay. Walk over and do.
Any names I happen to recognize on some of the tombstones?
You looking for anything specific?
Well, any names that I remember, as in like people relevant.
Any relatives to the priestess?
Former priest, father, daughter, son, Lord
I mean,
Alamar himself.
Always a nice touch, right?
And just grandpa's at the door. He didn't look so good. No. As much fun as that would be.
All right, well,
I suppose any stooge will do, right?
indeed.
Some might argue a villainy point, but
I mean, if that would get me there, why not?
I'll tell you what. Roll percentage, Matt. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Percentage,
1,
you
2,
say?
3, 4, 5, 6. Yep.
Yeah. 92.
No. Sorry. I had a less
Alas.
than 25% chance that there's a relative in there. It's like, no. We're not burying our people here. You know, anyone could come along with a scroll, and it's ridiculous.
As we approach the church, I will activate my Cloak of Shadows.
Okay, you guys just go in the middle of the day?
Cloak of Darkness, I should say.
Are you guys any more formidable at night? Or no? Do you have any advantage in the darkness with a blind human? And
I mean,
vision.
I do, but I don't think as a group we do.
Yeah, there's a few of us with dark vision.
Okay. I don't know what advantage you were going to press indoors where it's probably lit up.
And I think it's better for us to make a public spectacle of our raid. if we catch them doing something illegal in the middle of the day.
Okay.
Yeah. In that case, I'm not going to do the animate skeleton thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
this kinda
bring a
looks
friend
fruity.
in.
Despite
Dress up
how
the
fun it would be
skeleton
to do that
float.
literally this close to actual Halloween day.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Yeah.
Tell you what, if we do it at dusk,
Yeah, dusk. I like dusk. Like an hour before curfew comes into play. Because then people can see what's going on, but they can't lollygag.
Okay.
and yeah, if there happens to be any as yet unburied corpses, or do we have any corpses in our possession?
I mean, there was a couple fresh ones they had pinned to the wall.
Yeah,
There's
they
gonna be
took those
some-
down.
It's going to be
That
some
was a
fresh
couple
graves.
days ago. Yeah, we would just have to dig out the thing.
You get the thing?
Could you animate it and have it dig itself out?
No, because as part of the casting, I'd need to shove a giant onyx crystal into its mouth or into its eye socket.
Oh.
Mm.
It was a nice thought.
Yeah, the thought was there.
Can you
Do not
animate
have the means.
skeleton of a freshly dead dude?
I don't see why not. We would need a freshly dead person, though.
Well, we might
How
have
about
some
this?
coming up here.
Give me a percentage chance. Jay,
Sure.
this might end the arc. I forgot where we are.
Yeah, they
That
might have like
is-
tombs.
The one on the
Well,
end, right? Yeah.
Necromancy, I don't know if it's illegal to practice, but, here's necromancy in a bottle for the public to use. I don't know if these scrolls are available here. You know what I mean? We're just going with, player's handbook, blah, blah, blah. This is what I want. And I'm like, wait a minute. There's probably like less than 20% chance that even a backwater town like Longacre that such an item is available. Now,
that was a 32.
Longacre itself has stats, right? There's the city stat. You guys know how those work? So,
Yep.
Longacre is a... You know what? I'm going to post this in the chat so everybody can see. It's a long way down.
Way down we go, 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 go.
Okay. So, corruption +2, crime -3, economy +0, law +4, lore +2, society -3, lawful neutral small town. Qualities: insular, rumor mongering citizens, danger 0, an overlord. Population 1,590, 1,401 humans, 138 halflings, and 51 others like Nico and Luca are part of that 51. Notable
I'm the
NPCs.
51.
Blah 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 blah. He's the one in the 51. Okay, marketplace. There you go. Base value 1,000 gold piece. Purchase limit 5,000 gold piece. Spellcasting 4th. So as long as your animate dead falls under a 4th level spell and is less than $1,000, which it actually is, then minor items, medium items, major items, none. 3d4 minor items. So there you go. It would just be a matter of the first things you guys ask for. I roll 3d4, and when you guys cap the purchase limit or spellcasting limit, it runs out. So they'll have one. But again, that does not necessarily mean it's legal to use necromancy in the city. But, special case, we are the police. Okay. So, Luca, did you want to buy this? Are you guys still working out how to cast it, or is this just getting to be a moot point and we'll move on?
I don't think there's an easy way to obtain the other portions of the spell components necessary for it, so it's a bit of a moot point at the moment.
Okay. So, Back at the church front door. Bang, bang, bang. Yes.
Detect
All right.
magic first.
Yep. No, you don't detect any magic besides some ancient, like, bless us, help us. Make
Regular
this a conduit
consecration.
space. Yeah. However, consecrating the entire grounds is expensive. So maybe the altar or altar room and maybe the graveyard is consecrated so that kind of shenanigans doesn't happen, but I doubt the front door is or the foyer. Anyway, no one comes and answers your door. How rude. We thump. We bang. We say,
By order of the Baron, open up, or we will come in with force.
no one opens up. So follows a comic resistance of gimpy hands with a little crowbar. Nico tries to open the door himself. Doesn't work out.
Can
We
I
have
use
a
Conjurer's
friend.
Toolbar to actually give an actual crowbar, but to our strongest friend?
I do have thieves' tools if we want to try and.
Oh, that works.
Yeah. The door is locked, but not for Simmery, right? Okay. Begin the lock.
Is it picking the lock? Yes. Is it with sleight of hand? No. Yes. What do you want?
In first edition? Is it?
Should be sleight of
Is
hand.
it slated? Yeah, sleight
Right.
of hand.
Cool. Then we're gonna go with 9.
That's a tough lock. Keep going.
Try it
Luckily, as
again.
long as you don't do anything terrible.
Mother fluffer 10.
Just
Just really. I almost had that
rusty.
17.
It's rusty.
13.
No.
Just open. Give it the little. No, and then I break something. All right, 5. We're
Damn it.
Okay.
Hey guys, I want thieves tools for
Say-
Christmas.
Nico,
What?
do you happen to have no, not you. Nico, do you happen to have any beneficial abilities that you could use? I unfortunately do not have access to
21.
those particular cantrips.
Not very much I find would be useful for opening this door without destroying it.
Simmery finally opens the door with 21. 2 hours later.
And
Well, we're
6
having a
second
nice
rounds.
conversation.
That was
Like,
She's
2 minutes.
I could
resurrected
burn
half the
it.
town. God, no. The door opens. The door opens. Let's have a marching order. Simri's at the door. Do you want to be the first one in there, Sim?
With a flourish, I'll take the right. Nico can take the left, and we'll enter like Team Rocket.
Oh, I'm not going to be in the front line.
Damn it!
Oh, cool. Oh,
I'll go in at the front. Why not?
yeah.
Sure.
And then you've got
Jesse.
number 2 is Meowth. Yeah.
Simmery.
Go. Saying your names and shit. That's awesome.
Well, if
It's
Jay would
me.
catch on.
Pavel.
He's doing it. He's just the character who isn't going to play with you. Okay. Ta-da! You guys like, ha! And you just jump in here, right?
Nothing.
And now... Yeah, really.
It's a big empty room.
Look
Mo
disappointed
scurries
there.
off in the distance.
I sharpen my knives for this.
Oh, that was good. I like that one. I sharpened all my knives for this.
With your
No.
new magical
Yes.
sheath.
You just see her like putting it in and out. Ching, 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 ching. Watch this. And pokes the wall. Shing.
Yeah, you could be your own ShamWow commercial.
And for the low, low price of 3 silver pieces, I will sharpen any
use
blade
it.
you have.
I use it for my short blade. I use it for my long blade. I use my bastard sword. I use my serpentine sword. It does even serpentine swords. It does serpentine swords.
So much to your chagrin, just reading through here. Okay, there's
Mouse and the cracker.
no. The
no
doors
cracker.
are closed and bolted. They're not locked.
Oh, we got to smash them down.
You literally need to break in.
I know a
Who's the
guy.
strongest one here?
We know
Get
who
the
that is.
ballista.
Oh,
Do it.
actually, a ballista on a wagon.
I mean, I can burn it.
Yeah. Burn, acid splash. It might take a while,
baby,
though.
Burn.
It's going for no.
Is there a secondary door or a window?
Well, if we want our fifth member to come out,
Hands him a crowbar.
Do it.
but he's so uncivilized.
You always want to give it a try on your own. There are 2 doors right out front that are like sort of main access ways right into the pews, into the main.
This turns into a scenario where all of a sudden Niles gets mugged by his own party and gets force-fed a mutagen.
Let's at least give it the good old college try, and see if we can. Like, who's got any bonuses to any strength? Anybody?
Niles is very musculature.
You ripped? What do you got?
Yeah, he's rocking a 14.
That's not bad. Anybody else got any
It's-
pluses to their strength?
Plus 113.
I have the
Perfect.
negative 14.
So you 2 do it.
Oh.
Okay, engage your core, Simri. Ready? And on 3, 4. 16.
We just rolling straight strength here.
Yep.
Yep.
Come on. 15.
Eee.
Whoever
that's
takes
an
my
end.
crowbar, it's a +2.
And-
17. No, I'll give it to
No,
Niles.
18.
Oh, okay. That's how Luca helps. He doesn't actually apply physical strength. He just offers a tool. +2. It's my
Tool for
+2.
the job.
It's called a crowbar. Use your brain.
And Nico gets his shoulder in there pretty goodly.
All right.
Many,
Yes.
many hands light work, individuals.
So
It's not-
a 16, a 17, and a 17.
Unlike the armory, which is crazy like Bard, this is just a slide bolt, and the DC was 16. So actually, Cronin, even with your guys' help, the doors are too heavy, and you actually use the weight of the doors against the small bolt pin to wrestle it free. And then Team Rocket can go in and do the
Falls
thing.
into place.
Yeah.
Put in.
He jumps in there. Yeah. All right. Starting with room number 1. The narthex. Although the church's doors are usually kept open, you guys know this, they're closed and bolted. Hardness 5, hit points 10, break DC 60. Team Rocket! Inside, the space is airy and open, with a number of folksy crafts decorating the walls, mostly carved of wooden pieces featuring the holy symbol of Imode. Realm would not want to like this. The chamber's most impressive features are its stained glass windows, the largest of which depicts a giant golden figure bearing the sunburst and sword symbol of Imode floating skyward, while small blue figures below exalt her. There is a door to the north and a pair of doors around the corner on the southeast wall. Double doors. What do? This is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet to a back door, and you guys, the width of the patio is 15 feet, but heading right is 20 feet to a back wall, and curving around back the way you came down towards those doors is another 20 feet. It's a rather expansive room full of, well, crap. What do you want to do?
Do you think she'd be performing a such a ritual in the main section of the church or in the back?
Generally, they keep their main idols in the front, do they not?
I'd say it might be easier to circle around to the back. If we enter from from these front doors here, it could very well end up becoming a bit of a kill box.
Come on.
I am also a fan of backdoor entry.
You would be, wouldn't you? Shall we?
Very well.
Okay. So you guys are heading to the single door to the north. You're gonna try and swing around, as it were.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm also a fan of swinging.
Is there anything you're not a fan of?
5 members of the Sword Knight Alamar's congregation wait here. They get up. You hardly notice them in their, regular priestly attire amongst all the bric-a-brac, one under the window, whatever. And as you guys are taking in the room and discussing how best to proceed, out from, alcoves and amidst the whatever, worshippers, 5 of them, come out and ask you politely, but sternly, to leave. There is no admittance today. The priestess is in prayer. We are not violating any decrees. They all talk in unison like pod people. It's really creepy.
If you could all just politely shush at this moment. The Baron's decree gives us unlimited access to any venue we require necessary. In this venue is required access. So if you could obey the laws and stand aside.
They refuse. 3 block the double doors, 2 block the one door. Leave.
I am terribly sorry that you'll have to deal with the other half.
It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. Skunk is here to play. Yeah.
Yep. So number 2 goes.
Oh, you meant
Cronin.
Cronin. Sorry. I thought you meant.
Nope.
Damn it.
Cronin's. Number 2 goes kerplunk and runs away in fear of Cronin. And then Niles drinks a little drinky drink. And then, the accent's going to change.
Initiative, boys and girls. They refuse and move to block the doors. You guys all have your, draw weapon, draw mutagen, everybody moves for
22.
Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat, huh? Mortal Kombat.
Natural 1 for 7.
Someone's got to set the top end.
Though, to be honest, this is
Hadouken!
one of the first times I don't want to go first anyways, so it works out.
First
I
time you
rolled
don't
it.
want to go first?
Well, normally I want to go first because I'm looking for giant groups of enemies, but the 2 main groups of enemies are separated, so I'd rather they get closer first.
Oh. Okay. I'm just going to put some people on the board here. Dink. Oh. Some call us worshippers. Some might call us drunken old sailors. But a chain of people refuses to admit you.
I like to refer to them as future donors.
Round 1. Fight! Simmery. 22, you go first. Professor Niles, Cronin, get ready, you're on deck.
You. So, doopy-doopy-doo. Now, I know I didn't say this before combat started, but I thought it would be obvious that whenever we're going into a combat situation, I would
It's
already have something
implied.
drawn.
It's implied.
Yeah,
Worry
especially because I was talking about taking my dagger in and out of the sheath to make it pointy.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You know?
Normally when Jeff, you get these tools out, then we all crowbarred our way in here. Ha ha! but I did give the proverbial moment for you guys to go, ooh, ah, shing, 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 and then they kind of like wander out from the wall. So, yeah.
So, in using that, badoop, badoom.
I did kind of give the proverbial surprise round of, we all arm ourselves or get ready and mutagen, and they are all like move to block the door. So you'd have the time. You're good. You are armed.
Rock on. Then, not my goody fancy nut one, but just some of my throwing daggers. Boop-a-doop-doo. Can I only throw one at a time?
Unfortunately, well, you can with penalties. You can make 2 attacks if you have like 2 weapon fighting and all that stuff, which reduce. I think there's a standard anyone can make 2 attacks as long as you don't move. Don't do any more than 5-foot step. It's called a full attack action. You could tuck 2 daggers, but the penalties might be steep if you do not have the feats.
Fair enough. No, I do not believe I have any specific dual throwing blah kind of feat. So in that case, we're just going to whip a dagger at the closest one, which I believe is dude directly in front of me. Him.
Okay.
Your whetstone gives them a +1 to the attack roll.
Sorry?
Your whetstone sheath thing gives all of the daggers that you're, as long as you'd had them in there at some point in time, it's a +1 to throw or to your attack
absolutely. You pray to gods in the morning. I play with knives in the morning.
One
It
does
is
what one must for
how
to
the
be
rogue
combat
do.
ready. How the rogue do. Okay.
Old sailor
Should
token.
we-
That's fun.
Yeah, I'm actually rapidly adjusting hit point and AC so that you guys can actually target the board and we're not doing all that. Did I put 6 on here? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's 5. Okay.
Well, with an extra +1, that would be 23. Whip.
You hit.
I hit. Kathink. Or kathunk. Damage. My damage. Where is my damage?
Some podcasts might praise log. We praise sheath.
Log?
It's a Glass Cannon podcast reference. Or a Ren and Stimpy reference.
You wouldn't get it. I didn't get it either, but
A rolls out there, the loner a bear, the rolls of a neighbor's dog. It's great for a snack if it's on your back. It's log, log, log. Log, log. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood.
Oh, man.
No,
retro.
seriously.
It's better than that, it's good.
Where is the attack dice?
You just click the actual open base that talks about D4, blah, blah, blah. You just click on that actual word blurb next to your weapon. So your actions tab at the very bottom of your character.
Oh, actions tab. Thank you. Because I'm in combat, because this is combat,
Oh,
so you'd think it would be
sorry.
in combat.
Action tab. Action tab. Anyway, you have dagger twice. Second one is range for chucking, right?
Dun, 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 dun. Boop.
Right. So you've already clicked the little +5. If you
Yeet.
just click on the big thing, yeah.
Well,
You wound the
you
old
said
sailor.
+5 on attacks. Yes, I got the range. 4. 4.
4 points against old sailor number 1. It's got to be a river or a lake around here somewhere. I mean, these guys are sailors.
I'm telling you.
I tell you.
There was a port. There was a
Okay.
cockatrice. I remember this.
Did you want to move, or did you want to like rearm yourself?
Rearm.
Which brings us to Professor Niles Cronin.
I take an action to add some more additional changes to my physical caricature. I
Such as?
give my such as I give myself a gore and some hooves.
Okay.
So after range, I do a
Okay.
it feels a lot better. doesn't it there, mateys? Who wants to go for a bit of a toss? Step forward, let's have some fun, shall we? I'm going to do a 5-foot step forward and kind of just do a come hither.
The Neo finger wave, the come at me, bro.
Let's go. Yeah, except I got
Come at me, bro.
claws and I'm waggling all of them. These guys need to find a new warm home. Who's volunteering?
Right on.
With using a cardio microphone, it doesn't catch you every time you move. The thing.
And he wonders why I'm not putting him in any of the new shows. Your post production nightmare. Okay, sir. So you all gillied up, and those are your actions. Do you wish to move, or do you need to burn move actions? To do that?
No, that was an action to do that. What I did, and I just want to make sure I am first and foremost ahead of who's in. Where am I?
You wanna rush forward in front of Simri and get up there, or okay?
The front and center. Hi.
Okay.
I got 10 fingers that need new friends.
10 feet forward out into the open, 15 feet away from the front row, 20 feet away from the back row, off your right shoulder.
And number 2 goes skittering off to the far corner.
Down here?
No, far corner. Sorry. Top right-hand corner.
Okay. I'm assuming he's got all kinds of movement for that.
Yeah.
Okay. New problem. Luca Tavel.
Luca is going to move to directly behind. Oh, 5. No, that's a diagonal, so I don't think I can 5-foot step there, but move in behind Niles Cronin to the west. And I'm going to ready.
You said behind him.
Okay, well,
are you beside him or are you behind
then.
him? Okay. And
I'm going to ready an action to cast Color Spray when the 3 to the south approach.
Okay. They do not. They stand their ground. They're trying to keep you from entering. They do not advance. Nico.
Excellent. I will move forward.
How far?
To the east direction, 5 feet,
Okay.
and
5
from
foot
this
step, yeah.
position, reaching around the corner, I shall cast Burning Hands.
On everybody?
Yes, it should hit them all.
Okay. You don't need a 5-foot step to get them all, but see how you're kind of clipping the corner? It would probably need you 10.
Okay.
This corner is just not as good as the one that Luca found earlier. It's a 15-foot spread. Half these guys are 20 feet away. Do you want to get even closer?
I guess I'd have to get them, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
So sliding 15 feet over, you bring them all up. You go, hi, boys. I've got them all targeted for you. You want to break loose? And then...
Oh, yeah, DC 15.
There you go.
DC 15
4 points
reflex
of
for
damage.
half.
Just lights them up. They shriek, they burn, but they do not go down. And we will see you all next time.
DC 15 reflex for half.
Why is it so hard to find an enemy who's worthy? All the same want the fame, still they don't deter me. Mountains of gold, love to watch them as they scurry. Flying above, breathing fire in my fury. You pass through my threshold, who the hell are you? Wings outstretched and you know the legends. True. Teeth like swords and you're cooking in your boots. You found the nightmare, now it's too late. Monster, you call me a monster, like I'm the big bad monster. I'll show you a monster. Get ready. Hear my shrieks that break apart your capital. You can't tally every soul I send below. On your knees, revere and burn, it's wonderful. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe. I'm your foe. Ooh, you passed through my threshold. Who the hell are you? Wings outstretched and you know the legends. Teeth like swords and you're quickening your. You found the nightmare, now it's too late. Monster, you call me a monster, like I'm the big bad monster. I'll show you a monster. You ready? Hear my shrieks that break apart your capital. You can't tally every soul I send below. On your knees, revere and burn, it's wonderful. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe.